If I could only have one credit card in my wallet, it would be a tough choice. I would want a card with a justifiable annual fee, decent spending multipliers, no foreign transaction fees, and for my situation, travel benefits like lounge access or access to transfer partners, and maybe even both. And the first card that I would not have in my wallet is the American Express Platinum card. This one, for many reasons, just will not fit what I'm going for in this one card setup, even though I think it's a fantastic card. Obviously, I would never be forced to have just one card in my wallet. I can have as many as I want, but I thought this would be a fun exercise to go through some of the top cards and pick one that I would be happy with carrying if I wanted to dramatically decrease my annual fees that I have. First off, the annual fee, $695 for one person, and in this situation, I would have to get an authorized user card for my wife. So if you combine the annual fee with the authorized user fee, that is $890 I would have to pay for just one card in my wallet. And yes, the welcome offer is nice in between 80,000 points and 175,000 points when you spend $8,000 in the first 6 months. In my dream scenario, I am envisioning myself getting approved for whatever card I apply for, and then I would have the welcome offer points. And so I'm factoring that into the equation. So yes, the welcome offer is nice, but the spending categories aren't so great. 5 times points on flights, 5 times points on hotels booked through the AMEX portal, and then 1 times points on everything else. Of course, there's tons of benefits like Centurion Lounge access, and this is why I would need my wife to get the authorized user card, because I can only get myself into the Centurion Lounge. I would not be able to get my wife in because we don't have guest access, but of all the other lounges like the Escape Lounges, Priority Pass, she wouldn't need an authorized user, but if I have the Amex Platinum, I'm going to get into the Centurion Lounges. There's the $200 of Uber Cash, the $200 of airline incidentals. We do have the digital entertainment credit up to $240 a year. That's going to be sad because I'm going to have to tell my wife that she can't watch Disney Plus anymore, but it won't hurt me that much. That means no more Saks Fifth Avenue $50 credit every 6 months. I will have to go without the one shirt that I'm able to find on deep clearance and only get that one shirt because that costs $50 or more just for that. I would have to go without Walmart Plus, which I actually really love, even though most people don't find great use out of it. One of the main reasons why I don't want the Amex Platinum in my one card setup is that it has bad cash out options. With a lot of issuers, you can turn your points into cash back into your bank account at 1 cent per point, but with the American Express Platinum card, it's only 0.6 cents per point to be redeemed as a statement credit. And with travel partners with this card, they're amazing. I love so many of them that American Express has. Out of all the cards I'm mentioning, this one might be number 2 or 3 for me. There isn't any specific order I'm going in this video, but the Amex Platinum, I just knew it wouldn't be a great fit. Now going into the next card, that would be the Chase Sapphire Reserve. I would not want this card in my one card setup for a few reasons. There is an annual fee of $550, so it is lower than the Amex Platinum, but I just don't know how to get full value out of this card with paying a high annual fee. Right now there is a welcome offer of 75,000 points when you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months, but we'll just take the base offer as what I am going to be assuming in this video, so 60,000 points. We have 10 times points on hotels and car rentals booked through the Chase Travel Portal, 5 times points on flights booked through the portal, and 3 times points on all travel purchases. There's benefits on this card which are pretty decent. You get priority pass, access to lounges all around the world. You also get access to Chase Sapphire lounges, as well as a $300 travel credit that can be easily used on any travel purchase that you make throughout the year. And so that annual fee of $550 can quickly become $250 after spending $300 on travel. You also get Lyft Pink access and a 50% boost in the travel portal, which I think is a huge benefit of the Sapphire Reserve. The cash out option with Chase is pretty nice, 1 point equaling 1 cent that you can put directly into your bank account. Definitely better than American Express, but even though I do think the Sapphire Reserve would be so solid if you only have one card, unfortunately, I just didn't know how I would get huge value out of this card with such a high annual fee compared to the competition. And then that made me think about the $95 annual fee at Chase Sapphire Preferred. That one also has a limited time bonus right now on the welcome offer of 75,000 points. It does have some pretty nice perks like the $50 hotel credit and has decent spending categories, 2 times points on travel purchases and 3 times points on dining and 5 times points through the Chase travel portal. It has the same cash out options as the Sapphire Reserve and the same travel partners with having Hyatt, Air Canada, great partners like that. But with a $95 annual fee card, there's not going to be any lounge access I can get with this card, and that's really what I'm going for because in my situation I am traveling a lot. As I go throughout this video, I just wanted to mention that there are links in the description if you wanted to sign up for any card. I would appreciate it so much if you chose to use my link because it is a huge way to support the channel. Now on to card number 4 that I would not get in my wallet, and that would be the US Bank Altitude Reserve card. This might be the first time on this channel that I'm talking about this card, mainly because I don't have it in my wallet right now. It does have a $400 annual fee, but there are some great things about this card that may make it worth it if you choose to only use this card. The welcome offer is 50,000 points when you spend $4,500 in the first 90 days, and US Bank tells us this bonus is worth $750. We have 5 times point earnings on hotels and car rentals booked through US Bank's portal, and the big one that a lot of people care about is 3 times point earning with mobile wallet purchases. So I could just insert this card into my Apple Wallet and then I can just use my phone to pay for all of the purchases that I make, which would be so many purchases domestically, and also internationally there's a big opportunity for that as well. The Altitude Reserve has a $325 annual credit for travel and dining, which I would easily be able to use up very quickly, so I could knock that $400 annual fee down to just $75. And this card also offers 8 priority pass visits every single year, which probably would not be enough for me, especially if this was my only credit card I would be using. And it does have a 50% boost with real-time rewards, so any points that you earn on this card can turn into 1.5 times more value. That's why the 50,000 point welcome offer turns into $750 worth of value. Unfortunately, US Bank doesn't have any transfer partners, and along with not having full lounge access to Priority Pass, this card would not be the ideal fit for me if I only had one card, but I could see myself at some point in the future adding this one because of how powerful it can be. Then I would look to Citi to see if they have any cards I could use for my one card setup, and unfortunately, no, they do not. They just have the Citi Premier, but that is being discontinued and being replaced by the Citi Strata Premier, and hopefully soon we see a premium travel card from Citi, and they might already have one when you are watching this video, but for right now there's just nothing good that I can really see right now that would make me want to only have one Citi card and nothing else in my wallet. So then I would look to issuers like Wells Fargo to see if they have any cards for me that fit this criteria, and again I would have to say no. The Wells Fargo autograph card, the Wells Fargo autograph journey card, those two look really solid, and I would love to add those 2 cards to my wallet one day, but they would not fit the criteria of giving me lounge access, and the travel partners, well, they're just not that great yet. And so I wouldn't be able to just have a one Wells Fargo card. So then I would look to Bilt, because Bilt actually has a extremely nice $0 annual fee card, and this could actually be used for travel because it has no foreign transaction fees and it does have travel partners. Even though in the past I have said that I do not want to get this card because it doesn't have a welcome bonus, well, I could definitely see myself adding this one if I only had one card, and it would have $0 annual fee. So this would be a really good card for me, but it also doesn't have lounge access, and there's just not a whole lot there because all of these cards are giving me such a huge advantage in terms of point earnings because of their welcome bonuses. I just couldn't put this as my one card for this video. So with all of that said, moving all of those cards out of the way and not signing up for those ones for my one card, which one would I choose? Well, that would be the Capital One Venture X. This does have an annual fee of $395, slightly lower than a lot of other cards in this video, and it does have a $300 travel credit that you use through the Capital One portal, and that could quickly take down your annual fee from $395 to $95 as long as you were already planning on traveling every year anyway. And I have already said in this video that I love traveling, especially with my wife, going around the world and seeing as many places as we can. I really would have no problem using this. And you do get 10,000 anniversary miles starting on your second year of card ownership, which is worth at least $100 when you redeem it for travel. This card has good transfer partners, not the best. I would say Chase and American Express probably have slightly better travel partners, but Capital One is still fine in my opinion, as long as we have Air Canada, Flying Blue, British Airways, and Virgin. Those four are all really solid, and I don't really need to be using a ton more. This card has lounge access. We can get into Capital One lounges and also Priority Pass all around the world. And of course that welcome offer that I haven't stated yet, 75,000 Capital One miles when you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months. Something that I love about the Venture X is the spending categories, and the most amazing category is the 2 times points you're going to be earning on the everything else category, something that so many of these cards do not have, an elevated multiplier on everything else. So to earn double points when so many of these cards are just going to be earning 1 times points, I just feel like we're going to come out ahead with the Venture X. Even though there is a downside to this card, that there isn't a great cash out option. You can't turn your Capital One miles into cash because you would only get 0.5 cents per point that way, but you could use the travel eraser at 1 cent per point. You make a travel purchase and then you use your Capital One miles to take that purchase away from your statement balance. Of course, this was just a practice to see which one would be my one and only card, but every credit card has its own unique perks and benefits, and that's why I will continue to add so many more to my credit card setup to perfect it. So if any card in this video caught your eye, I may have an affiliate link or a referral link down in the description that you could click on to apply for a card, and I would thank you so much if you chose to use my link. If you thought all of this was a little bit overwhelming and wanted a more simple credit card setup, I have a video right here of the 6 best no annual fee cards that I found. Or if you love annual fees, I have this video here that will tell you why I pay over $2,500 every year for credit cards. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.